Gosh, what a day for Brian Bennett. You get 139, you come out and follow on, and you get one that sort of just sits down.
Atkinson makes his way in from the Stewart board. Pavilion end. It's back cut wide of Gully. It'll go away to the boundary edge, and it's 100 for Brian Bennett. He takes his helmet off. He raises his bat and helmet and then kisses the badge on his batting helmet and then shows his bat to all sides of the ground and will take a hug from his partner, Sikandar Raza. The Zimbabweans in the crowd are going mad. The English supporters are giving a standing ovation as well. Bennett's second Test 100 in 7 Test matches. Zimbabwe 187 for 3. But Bennett, take a bow. That is a magnificent innings. 4 consecutive balls to get there. Atkinson goes wide, and he's tried to carve this one through points. It lands a metre short of Ben Duckett. 103 from 97 deliveries. Ed, just give us some final thoughts on that one, and then we can get out of the way and let John and Harmy take over.
Yeah, it's a hard one, because a lot of these players have gone through a very difficult time.
I mean, obviously he's a young player. You talked about his brother going off and becoming a farmer and everything. Like, you know, we've been waiting for a young Zimbabwean player to come through like this for a long time. How does it make you feel?
Oh, it's tough to get my words out right now.
Help a brother, come on. It's not often that Jared has got nothing to say as well. Wow, well, you can just tell what it means. You can only imagine what it means to Bennett, who's just gone past 100 in terrific style. I mean, as I came on to commentary, you were talking about bowling successive bouncers accurately. You know, it's a bit different from just a surprise one, or...
Yeah, but you don't grow up bowling 6 bounces in a row,
No.
right? Like, you do grow up bowling your natural length, your natural line.
Top of off.
Yeah, maybe coming back a little bit or bowling a little bit, you know, fuller. But actually coming in and bowling 6 bounces is very, very different. And then you've got to worry about the fact you don't go over the head. We've got short leg coming in now as well.
And he plays the short ball well, so I'm not sure where this plan has come from.
Well, I can tell you where it's come from. They've been doing it for about 2 years on
Yeah,
rotation.
I hear that part, but to the specific batter like Bennett, who plays the short ball well.
Kong again, short again, and caught brilliantly by short leg, diving to his left, one-handed, as Jared picked up. He'd only been moved to that position from regulation square leg for that delivery, and Bennett just trying to flick the ball to his left through mid-wicket, but the reaction will tell you here at Trent Bridge. Josh Tongue has overstepped, and that comes back to what we're talking about, bowling short time and time again. And we're looking at a replay, and it is clearly a no ball. Asks questions of a bowler that they haven't necessarily answered in the build-up to playing Test cricket.
I feel so sorry for Ollie Pope. I mean, this is one of the best catches you'll ever see in this position. Full-length dive, one hand, hangs on to it, and the bowler's just overstepped by just half an inch. And Bennett survives again.
That is painful moment for Tong. Head in his hands. He can't believe it. He's looking up at the big screen. Rueful smile on Ollie Pope's face. And Bennett survives. And he ducks under this short delivery. I'm sure you have mentioned it, but in focusing in on Josh Tongue's overstepped boot, it does appear that he's gone the old Derek Pringle, isn't he? Looks like has he cut a little hole out of his shoe? His big toe is just poking out. That was a terrific catch. I'm not sure you really feel sorry for Ollie Pope, though, do you, Ed?
I do.
Really?
I mean, in terms of just being a purist of the game, whether you've enjoyed Bennett's 100, but then also the fielding by Ollie Pope is just superb. For him to react in that manner, and Jared picked it up straight away, that the field change happened in that specific instance. For that catch to happen, then it happens, then the no ball comes about. So, yeah, I do feel sorry for him.
You got to think about this the way that it's going to play out in years to come. He's never going to show his grandkids that it was a no ball.
Sam Cook continuing from the Stuart Broad end, and it's Seeger facing up.
Just cuts the tape, shows it in slow motion, different angles. They're like, wow, you got out Brian Bennett. Yes, we got out Brian Bennett. Stop looking at the hologram of Cricinfo.
How many had he scored? You don't need to worry about that.
Were you a cut out the toe of your boot man?
No,
You like your boots to look too good.
No, I like to sort of rip my nail off when I had to take my socks off.
Yeah.
Because if you don't want to look at my nails, my big toe, they're messy. And
I didn't before the conversation. I definitely don't now.
Yeah, because normally Cook again, and played straight back to the bowler who fields.
And I felt so uncomfortable with the toe with the hole in the boot. So, you know, it's just collateral damage as a fast bowler. Ask Harmy, how many toenails have you lost? He's lost a few. And he is a big lad as well, with that massive pressure on that front foot. So
Harmy's lost all 11.
all right, that's a yellow card. It's my mate. You can't do that.
You're not facing him now. Short again, and this is out.
Check the front
That's
foot.
As comfortable a catch as you're ever going to get at short leg. Bennett caught in two minds about whether to take the short ball on, and it's the indecision that maybe got to him. Looped up, and Ollie Pope had all the time in the world to settle under the catch and take it two hands. The crowd here at Trent Bridge, Zimbabwean or English of persuasion, all on their feet though, to applaud Brian Bennett, who finally walks off, but not before he's gone past 100 in England for the first time. 139 runs. He's beaten but not bowed. And with a clutch of test matches to come this year, we're going to see a lot more of this young man. 21 years of age, the second test century in the can, and off he goes. Brilliant stuff from him. And well done Josh Tongue. He got him out in the last over but had overstepped. Not so this. And Zimbabwe 246-6.
Well done, Brian Bennett. It's possibly not the way he would have wanted to finish his innings, because he was caught off a no ball and then obliged again on this occasion, but this time the foot behind the line. But I'll take you back to the beginning of the day. Comes out here on this wonderful venue, full of rich history, against a very potent England side, and he put on a show, did Brian Bennett. In a historic test match, he gets to 100, make that 139, and sort of keeps his team alive. Fantastic from the young man, and a moment that he'll savor for a very long time.
Absolutely brilliant batting. You know, we've seen him in T10 and T20 cricket attack. It was really good to see him just play good shots. I know he still scored at a run ball, but it wasn't reckless or anything. But just seeing Josh Tongue there, who was unwilling to celebrate, waited, turning back over his shoulder and waiting for the umpire, and it was finally given out. The relief on him after the last one. That was the top edge, wasn't it? It was, or leading edge, I should say. Originally, I thought he'd scooped it up, but you go back and you have a look. I think he might have just edged that. He was completely in control of it. He just closed the face maybe a little bit too early.
There's Bennett facing up as Atkinson. Second over, and he is pinned on the pad. Big shot for a leg before wicket. And the umpire's finger goes up, but Bennett reviews straight away. There's a punch of gloves between Bennett and Curran. Has he reviewed, actually? Has he reviewed? Now he reviews. Now that changes things, because I thought he reviewed straight away, which would have indicated he got an inside edge onto the ball. He didn't. He's had a chat.
I don't think it was inside edge. I think it's it moved so violently back into him. And I think Curran thinks it's missing leg stump. I don't think Bennett thinks.
Yeah, we'll have a closer look at it. Let's see where that front foot goes. Doesn't go too far away. Ooh. Umpire's call.
He's deep in the crease, isn't he?
It can't be missing leg stump. This, it has to clip part of it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And he hasn't hit it.
No,
he's got it under his bat. Wow.
He hasn't hit it. Gus Atkinson is one of the game's great under-appealers. So when he goes up, you kind of think he's out. More often than not, he just turns and walks back to his mark.
There is something in that too.
Well, the batters, he's walking.
Yeah.
Bennett's seen it on the big screen and he's already started walking. Just about to see it on the big screen. 2 reds, 3 reds and you're out. Not even umpire's call. So, despite a century in the first innings, Brian Bennett will end the day in disappointing fashion, dismissed leg before wicket for 1, and Zimbabwe lose their first. 3 for 1.
Gosh, what a day for Brian Bennett. You get 139, you come out in the follow-on, and you get one that sort of just sits down. And possibly you want to be overly critical, could have been forward to that maybe, and try and cover that little bit of swing and shot movement, but it's not to be. He goes for 1. The hero from Zimbabwe departs, and England have picked up